what's the best for you and your family. If you've been thinking about buying a home in El Paso, what's the difference in the zip code of the West Side that has 79911 or 79912? What your money can get you in these specific areas. If you've been thinking about buying a home in El Paso, this is a video you definitely want to see. I've had a lot of clients that ask me, Alexa, what's the difference in the zip code of the West Side that has 79911 or 79912? And today we're going to be checking out the new West Side. This is really a video that is going to help you understand what your money can get you in these specific areas. And for me, as a local born and raised in El Paso, I know that it's easy for me to see where the new areas are because they weren't there before. But for people that are coming in from different parts that have never been in El Paso before, this video is going to help you understand what's the best for you and your family. In one of my future videos, I'm also going to be making a top schools in this area, because as a mom myself, I know that that's one of the most important things. You want to make sure you're near great schools that have great ratings. And I'm also going to be making a separate video for the best private schools in El Paso, so definitely stick around for that. And if you are interested in that, make sure you leave a comment down below so that I can know that this is actually something you're interested in. Now, let's kick off with the 79911. And I have been making a series for those of you that have already been following that has every single zip code that we've covered so far. I know we've already talked a little bit about the East Side, Horizon. We've also covered the Northeast in a few of those videos. And right now in the West Side, I have a lot of people that like to compare what's the difference in these new developments versus the developments that have already been there, like the 1-2. And honestly, the best way to describe it is that in these areas, you're going to get brand new developments. Like a lot of the houses here, all of them pretty much, are going to be brand new. They're going to be built from like 2014 to where we are currently in 2026 at the time of this recording. But this is what I want you to emphasize. If you're looking for new, if you're looking for turnkey, if you're looking for trails and you're looking for shopping centers and you're looking for that lifestyle that really brings the outdoors indoors and vice versa, this is definitely an area you want to consider. There's some of the highest rating schools in this area as well. So that's another factor for a lot of my clients. And right now, I'm actually going to be making a video for a client that is looking to purchase in this area. Their budget is of $500,000, and this bad boy that just came on the market is for $400,000. It's a little under 400 actually. So they love the fact that it has a pool. They love the fact that it has a lot of the bells and whistles that they're looking for. So I'm going to show you what literally, and I'll put the price right now on the video, but it's right underneath 400,000. I think it's like 398 or something like that. A lot of the other houses, like I just finished touring another house that I was making a FaceTime with them about, and that house is listed for 520, and it doesn't have a pool, but it has a lot of different characteristics that I will also be highlighting as I'm making this video to just really help you understand, okay, this is what she means that my money is going to buy me a lot more amenities, a lot more upgrades if I decide to up my price point a little bit, or maybe I save myself a little bit on the price and then I end up doing some of these updates myself. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay guys, so if you're thinking about buying in West El Paso, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is assuming that all of the areas are the same. Because the truth is, even with the West Side, different zip codes offer completely different lifestyles, price points, and of course, opportunities. So in this video, I am going to walk you through 3 of the most popular zip codes. I'm starting off with the 79911, which is considered the new West Side. I'm going to jump into the 79912, and we will finish in the 79932, which is considered the old established country club area. Now I'm going to show you exactly what your money can get you in each zip code. This way you can decide what actually makes the most sense for you and your family. Now in this property that we are going to start off with, it's a resale. Now it is literally under $400,000, And as you can see, it has been completely renovated. So it is already a new home. And again, they've done a few tweaks here and there. They also added a pool, which I will show you in just a second. And this is the beauty of comparing, right? Because resales versus new homes is a conversation that I have with most of my clients all the time. And of course, with a resale home, you often are getting more value per square foot. You get some of the amenities that are already included. That could be your landscaping, that can be the pool, like in this case. Also, you could potentially get a lower price. Now, also something you want to account for is that some of these items that we're covering right now, because they're a resale, they are going to require, in some cases, updates or repairs. And this is really where, your preference comes into place. Now, this property right here, as we saw, all of the bedrooms for the kids or the guests is downstairs. And then as we make our way upstairs, you're going to have your primary with your loft area. So this is perfect, especially if you have a family where you just want to keep, family with the boys separate. Maybe you have, in-laws that are coming over. As you saw in the video right now, there was a section where a bedroom had a bathroom, so that's perfect for your guest. And this is the loft that is overlooking into the living room area and the dining room area. So again, that's perfect. And over there, you can see the Franklin Mountain. So you're really close to some of that outdoor lifestyle experience, lifestyle that people just prefer if you are somebody that enjoys these kind of things. Now, here you have a really good size closet for this property, and you still have a very spacious bathroom. And again, this is really where the comparison comes into play. In the next house that we're going to head over to, you'll see the difference with a new build. So as you guys can clearly see, that house listed for under $390,000. It looks beautiful in my opinion. It has a lot of potential, but it has a few things that are going to need to be taken care of. The cabinets were a little worn off. You're going to have, of course, paint on the walls that need to be taken care of and repainted. Carpets might be something that you're like, I can live with it. Maybe some of you are like, no, carpet has to go. So the next property I'm going to show you in this area is completely new. And now we're getting into the 500. So this is really where now you get to have some perspective as to, okay, this is what my money can get me for something that's a resale versus what can my money get me when it's brand new. And I will say, I love new houses, but I also appreciate a resale home that has been taken care of. And maybe the fact that the house needs a little bit of TLC here and there could actually be something that you use as leverage for yourself, because there's another property that I'm actually showing. I have a client that's looking in this area at a different price point. Long story short, we saw two houses over the weekend, and those two houses that we compared, they're minutes away from each other. One is listed for $325, the other one is listed for $340. They decided to make an offer on the one for $340 because the other one was more taken care of. And this is really why I tell you guys, you need to take care of your property before going on the market, especially because in a market where there's a ton of options, people tend to look for something in specific that is going to be turnkey. And if your property has all the potential, but it doesn't have those key turn elements, it is going to really affect you. So with that, let's get to this new house and I'll keep talking to you guys over there. Now here, what I'm really doing is showing you guys the neighborhood, because it's really easy to get overwhelmed when you're relocating from a different state. And I know that I have a lot of clients that come from Utah, California, even like places like New York, and they're so used to having the streets that are either going to have your trees, a little bit more nature going on. And I don't want you to think that El Paso doesn't offer it. It's just certain neighborhoods that are already established that are going to offer that to you. Now, as you can see, all of these homes are new. So of course, it hasn't had the time to really develop as a way that maybe some of the other areas that I will show you in just a second have developed. And you will see some of these streets that we're going to cover are covered in trees, which is beautiful for some people. Maybe if you have a lot of allergies, you would rather stay in these areas. But I just wanted to make a quick note of that because it is something that I get asked all the time. And I know especially a lot of my clients, especially my military clients, it's so funny. One of them told me one time that they were landing to El Paso and they looked out their window and they were like, oh my goodness, where am I coming to? Because it looks like it was just desert. And now that they've lived here, they've realized it's not just desert and we do have more things. But this is something you want to consider because again, the area will matter. And keep in mind that at the time of this recording, it was the peak of winter. So it was literally, the grass was dried up, and I will be making an updated video for you guys as well, just so that you can see the difference between winter and now that spring is around, so that you guys can actually see, okay, yes, the trees are alive, the grass is green, and it is not just a desert. Okay, now this next house is a new build. It is listed for $517,950. It is over 2,400 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. And this is really where we start getting into the comparison, okay? Because it's sitting on a lot of 8,556. You can definitely feel it in the inside of the property, but because it's considered an oversized lot, you will still have a pretty good backyard to work with. Now, this is technically a bonus room, so it is not being counted as a bedroom. It is specifically designed for you to have your actual office, which is perfect if you work from home. And another thing that I already want to point out, maybe you already noticed it, there's no carpet. So again, this is really where preference comes into play, especially with the fact that some of you guys, maybe you have fur babies inside, maybe you're like me, you have some pit bulls inside, huskies, and then you still have boys that go to soccer and all this crazy stuff. And it would be nice, you know, to just have all of the carpet removed and not have to worry about any of that stuff. Now, I'm also pointing out here that these bedrooms are tucked away. So if in an event, again, you have maybe older kids that they want their privacy, they can be on one wing of the side of the house. And then of course, the other wing can be for the rest of the family, which I will go into in just a second. Here, I'm also pointing out the fact that it's a soft close, which again, maybe some of you care about, maybe some of you don't care about it. But these are the little things that start adding the price tag, right, where we're at. Now, we're gonna head over to the left side of the house, which is where your dryer and washer are going to be, so your laundry room. And some of the builders genuinely just cheap out and don't give you any type of cabinetry here. I like the fact that they actually accounted for cabinetry so that you have a place to put some towels, storage, whatnot. And then you have another bedroom on this section, which is also nice in the event that, again, you have a mother-in-law, a guest staying with you. They can easily access this bathroom and not have to go all over to the right side of the property. And it is your standing showers, which is nice as well. Some people, I know they tell me they don't want to have a tub. They just want to have something that it's easy for them to come in and out of. And of course, they already added some of the overall racks for like your toilet paper, for your towels. And then here we have a bedroom with your shutters as well. So the entire house has already had this as an upgrade, your black fans. And then as you can see out there on the door, all of your knobs are also black. So all of the hinges are black. And again, it just gives it more of that modern vibe. Now in the garage, what I like about this builder is that they finished the hypoxy. A lot of builders don't do that. They, again, also cheap out on it. They don't add it. And then they gave you some extra storage up on the left and on the right side, which is really nice. Just for your Christmas, lights or your Halloween things, whatever you have. And then here it's a tankless water heater, which is a big deal. Again, some of you guys maybe have not had a tankless water heater. Let me know and I'll be more than happy to share with you some of my own personal experiences having a home with tankless water heaters and without tankless water heaters, but it really does make a difference. Now here, you're also going to have your quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances, modern finishes throughout. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, This is really where you have flexibility because now you're getting something that is just move-in ready. It doesn't require work. You don't have to do anything to the property. And yes, it's $100,000 more for that reason. So this is where comparison comes into play. I know some clients have told me, Alexa, I want to get the price point that is going to work for me to get the lowest price per square foot that is still going to make sense. And then I have some clients that they're like, Alexa, I'm a doctor, I'm, in the government sector, I am constantly traveling, I don't have time for projects, I just need you to give me a house that's turnkey. And this is really where these properties shine, right? Because you're not going to have to worry about your plumbing giving out, your AC giving out within like a year of you moving out. Now, just because it's a new house doesn't mean that there will never be anything wrong with it. Anybody that tells you that is a liar. But again, this is where you reach out to us. Number one, you will have a 210 warranty, which is covering structural, anything of foundation related, anything related to your roof. And then the first year, typically it's like a bumper to bumper. Anything that is going on inside the house is fixed. And then within 30 days of us actually closing on the home, what we do is that before this, we do an inspection. And this is a private inspection where you send an inspector out there, we inspect everything. And because it's a new home, I basically send it back to the builder and I say, hey, you have to fix everything on this list. And this is really where it starts helping you have peace of mind, because again, that is something that you will not necessarily have with the resale. And that's where people get stuck. Some buyers would rather lower price per square foot, and that's okay. Others just want something completely new where they don't have to worry about having anything go wrong within the time frame that we just discussed. Now, in this next property we're going to be checking out, we're now heading into the 79912, and this is one of the most established areas in the west side of El Paso. This home that we will be touring is going to be located in a great neighborhood, so let's get to that one. Okay, now this next house, it actually means a lot because one of my clients was negotiating on it. And to make the long story short, the deal didn't end up working out. They found something else that was in better alignment with what they needed. But these are the types of houses that I absolutely love because they have so much potential. The square footage on this home is a little shy of 3,000 square feet. It's sitting on an 8,355 square foot lot, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and this is really where I tell you guys that these are established neighborhoods. So yes, the house can look a little more outdated, but I will show you some renderings that I was playing around with for them, for my clients, that we were thinking about doing with the space, and it just looks so beautiful. And as you can see here, you have a lot of natural light, abundance of light. They renovated the windows, which is, if you don't know, the windows are one of the most expensive things to fix. So it definitely helps when you get a house that already has this taken care of. Now, this is what you're really paying for in these properties. Look at these views. Now, because of the fact that we're in this particular pocket in the west side, not all of the houses in this zip code will have views like this. But again, in this particular one, the views, the way that they designed it, it just really works. And this is not the only place where you will be able to see the actual windows. Now, as we continue, this is going to be your kitchen, and it has been completely renovated. They added the stainless steel appliances, you had your countertops, they upgraded all of the cabinetry, which is also nice. And then over here, we're going to have our second living room. So over there, that would be your formal living room area. This would be considered like an extra living room that you can have, maybe like a den situation, a loft situation. Then you have a bathroom downstairs, and it does have a shower. So you could easily renovate that whole restroom and it will look so beautiful. And once again, here are these gorgeous views. You have another section which could be closed off to give you a bedroom downstairs. So this way, if you have anybody that is staying with you that maybe can't go up the stairs, this is perfect for them to just come into this little nook. And then of course, they still have an area for them to have a closet. And overall, the space really does work. Now this is another little bonus room inside of the garage, and I just wanted to show it to you guys really quick because this would be perfect, especially if you have maybe a work from home situation as well where you want to have complete privacy. I mean, you can literally make that look so nice and chic and modern, and now you're away from the whole family while you're recording music, you're doing a podcast, you're, you know, taking Zoom calls, whatever it is, but it's very secluded. Now here are the bedrooms, and I love the fact that they have a balcony and they do overlook to the Franklin Mountains as well. So if this is something that you have been comparing when it comes to the neighborhoods, I do want you to keep in mind that location definitely matters, but it matters more from the perspective of what do you and your family need, right? Some of the schools in this subdivision are some of the best in El Paso. And as you can see, they have done a lot of upgrades. They renovated slightly the bathrooms. Now it still needs some work, but nothing major. And then of course, depending on your preference, you might want to completely remove the current situation on the floor because I know you probably noticed some of the stains of the water damage that happened. But this is something that, again, depending on your preference, maybe you just fix it or maybe you just gut it completely. Now, as we transition into your master, this is really where I want to prep you for the views, because this is really where I tell clients, look, you really are getting what you're paying for when it comes to some of these locations. And a lot of the times, maybe this is not for you, but if you're somebody that enjoys having this all around you, this is definitely an area that you want to consider. Now, this next house is a prime example of what I've been talking about, where now you're getting at a higher price per square foot because of the fact that it's in an established neighborhood. I mean, look at this gorgeous tree. I just absolutely loved it. Then, of course, it's a brick home, but it has been completely renovated. So this is where I tell clients, again, this really plays a huge factor when it comes to your budget. You can find a home that is completely renovated for like $250,000, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's in the best area. Now, I'm not saying it's not a good area, because every area can have its pros and cons, but these are definitely things you want to consider. Now, this home, as you can clearly see, it has been completely renovated, quartz countertops. They removed all of the old tile that they had. All of this is new, stainless steel appliances, new cabinetry. You're also going to have a pool if you were able to get a glance at that. And the space really just works. Now, this is a 3-bedroom. As we've been comparing the other house for basically $400,000 that just needed a little bit more work, it had more bedrooms, and it's going to be a close comparable in terms of the square footage. This one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but it is 2,269 square feet. So again, if we compare the other one, it's right underneath the 3,000. It's not that much of a difference. And the lot size on this one is actually bigger, 9,077. So again, it does have a few things here that are different from the other one, but it really comes down to your preference. Are you looking for something turnkey? Are you looking for something in a well-established neighborhood? Is your price point going to work with these things? But ultimately, this is why I love comparing properties, because it needs to make sense for you long-term. It's not just something that you're going to buy in the meantime. It's something that you want to really make work for you in the investment of 5, 10, 20 years down the road. Now we're going into this next subdivision that I was sharing with you guys earlier, which is going to be closer to the country club area. Now this is going to be the 79932 zip code. This is really where you're going to feel a completely different type of environment. You'll notice that the tree-lined streets are really offering you a completely different vibe. I mean, it feels quieter, a little bit more relaxed. The atmosphere is different. You can go outdoors and just take a walk. You know, it feels like the neighborhood is a little more private. Now, this particular property that I'm going to check out is actually for a client that is in the medical field, and they were looking for something exactly like this. They wanted something that was going to be calm, where they could go and play tennis on the weekends, if they wanted to go play golf. This area, it actually has a restaurant that is perfect for some of you guys that maybe want to go for brunch over the weekend. But again, we want to compare your preference. Some buyers are drawn to this area because of lifestyle. Others may prefer a newer or lower price point in other zip codes that still gives them all the commodities that maybe this area doesn't offer, but still works perfect because of what their lifestyle needs. Now this next property, which is going to be our grand finale, is one of the most desirable areas in El Paso. It's listed for $375 and it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,400 square feet, 1,460 if I'm being exact. The lot size is 3,309, built in 1982. And the reason why this is a desirable neighborhood is that you're going to really have the overall peaceful water views that are going to create this evening of unwinding, relaxation, simplicity, lifestyle, everything that some of my clients are looking for, especially if you're looking to retire, right? Especially if you don't want any maintenance. The fact that these subdivisions do have an HOA, that is something that some people are more than happy to pay. This particular one has an HOA of $225 monthly, and they cover everything that is going to be your landscaping. There's a few other things that they do cover, so if you want more details about this, send us a message. But again, at the end of the day, this is where strategy really comes into play. The west side of El Paso offers many options. Whether you want a resale home that is going to give you a better price per square foot, a brand new home with modern finishes, or an established neighborhood with long-term value. The key is really understanding what aligns with you, your goals, your lifestyle, your budget. And this is exactly where we come in. Our job isn't just to show you a house. Our job is to help you build a strategy that is actually going to work for you long term. So if you're thinking about buying in El Paso, send us a message. We'd love the opportunity to put together a game plan so that we can find the perfect option for you and your family. We do also help you with your financing needs. So if you're interested in having the best rate, let us know, because we take our time to really ensure that we vet the best lenders in the United States to make sure that you really get a good rate. And the last thing that I want to share with you is that I do have a team of agents throughout the United States. So even if you're not going to purchase in El Paso, that doesn't matter. I have agents out in California, New York, Wisconsin, you name it. Wherever it is that you need us to have your back, I will make sure we get you in touch with somebody. And the last thing is, do what's best for you, okay? I know that especially when you're making a transition of this caliber, it can get overwhelming. Take a deep breath. Just make sure that you do your research, you find the right partner, and take it one step at a time. Have the agent that's going to help you and guide you take the time to explain all of these things to you. And if they're not, then maybe that's not the right person for you. But until then, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this entire video, and I will see you on the next one.